He was a small man, but no one ever underestimated him. In the ring, he moved like a strategist and struck like a general. No wonder they called him the Napoleon of the ring. While others fell, Jack McAuliffe stood tall. Throughout his entire career, he never tasted defeat. Not once. Not a single blemish on his record. A rare, almost mythical feat. But behind the unbeaten fighter was an immigrant. A poor kid. A restless spirit. This is the story of one of the few world champions who walked away from boxing undefeated. This is the story of Jack McAuliffe. Jack McAuliffe was born in Cork, Ireland, in 1866. But he was still a baby when his family crossed the Atlantic, chasing a better life. In America, they found work, but not peace. Poverty, anti-immigrant prejudice, and street violence were part of everyday life. Growing up on the tough streets of Brooklyn, Jack learned early that survival meant fighting, and the kind of fighting that drew him in was done with gloves. Boxing was illegal at the time, but for many poor boys, it was the only way out. McAuliffe was small, but fearless. He had quick reflexes, a natural instinct for combat, and a confidence that bordered on arrogance. Still a teenager, he started training in underground clubs. He faced older, heavier men and beat them. There, between sweat, smoke, and illegal bets, the Napoleon of the ring was born. Jack McAuliffe turned pro in 1885. He was just 19 and had no intention of being ordinary. His style was bold, almost provocative. He didn't just want to win, he wanted to dominate. He fought in the lightweight division, where speed is everything. But what set him apart was his mind. McAuliffe was a strategist. He knew when to attack, when to retreat, how to tire his opponent out and punish mistakes with surgical precision. In 1886, he won his first major title. Then, in 1888, he beat Billy Meyer in a brutal 15-round war to become the world lightweight champion. That's when the nickname stuck. The Napoleon of the ring wasn't just about his size, it was about his brilliance. While others needed brute force, Jack used intelligence. While others learned through pain, he seemed to know the ending before the first punch was thrown. And the boxing world began to realize they were witnessing something rare. But every undefeated run comes with a cost. Jack McAuliffe was a champion, but he was also a young man, surrounded by fame, money, and temptation. And his toughest opponent was never in the ring. Over time, Jack began to fight less. Some said he was dodging tough opponents. Others believed he was sick of the corrupt politics of boxing, the fixed fights, shady promoters, and gambling. The truth, Jack had started drinking, and drinking heavily. Alcohol became a constant presence, even during the height of his career. He kept winning, but inside, something was falling apart. The discipline that once defined him began to fade. His public appearances grew erratic. The press began to question his commitment. His undefeated record remained intact. But the man behind the legend was beginning to crumble. In 1893, at just 27 years old, Jack McAuliffe did something unthinkable for most champions. He announced his retirement undefeated. He never returned to the ring as a pro. He ended his career with a record of 36 fights, 30 wins, and 0 losses. But life outside the ropes wasn't kind. Alcohol stayed with him. He tried training, tried managing his fame, but the spotlight of the ring never translated into stability. He faced financial troubles and slowly faded from the public eye. A new generation of fans grew up without ever seeing him fight. Still, his name never disappeared completely. Jack McAuliffe was etched into history as one of the rare world champions to retire undefeated. Not by luck, but by brilliance. He proved that boxing wasn't just brutality, it was art, it was calculation, it was soul. Jack McAuliffe died in 1937, at the age of 71, far from the spotlight that once lit up his name. But his legend lives on, not through the crowd's roar, but through the silence of a loss that never came. He wasn't the strongest, or the most famous, but he may have been the sharpest, the smartest. A fighter who understood, long before others, that boxing is a battle of wills, not just fists. In a sport built on knockdowns, he chose to leave on his feet, with courage, with intelligence, with dignity, because sometimes the greatest punch is knowing when to walk away.